Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's good to be back. It's time for a Dadbod to Daddy episode. I didn't film the last couple workouts because, for those who are unaware, I live just north of Houston, out in the suburbs. My neighborhood did not have power for 4 days. 4 days without power. I don't look my best today. I think I picked up just a little bit of boof yesterday because I did eat some fast food and stuff in the middle of all this. Just trying because, again, it was we had no electricity. Ended up having a generator set up for a day before everything came back on. So, again, just doing what I could. Did a little bit of training, tried to help neighbors with stuff. We coordinated with stuff, trying to, get info to the people to report lines down and everything. It was pretty bad. We had multiple lines down, a major pole down in my area. They didn't get it fixed until yesterday. Didn't get it fixed till yesterday. So again, I went pretty much 4 days with no power, no air conditioning in the Texas heat, no internet. So, just try to do what I could with my phone, keep clients up to date. But we are back. I did train yesterday, but I kept it very, very brief. So I ended up just doing a little bit of high rep benching, just repped out 225, did some tricep extensions, some pullovers, and called it a day because it was pretty hot. Because I had stuff to do that morning. I couldn't even get to it till midday, but at least I did get that workout in. For those curious, it didn't get on film. But we are back in business now. So today, decided to do a couple things I've wanted to been doing. I'm going to treat the posterior chain day just like a true deadlift day. I'm going to power lift the lower body still a little bit. Bodybuilding, it's going to bodybuild all the upper body stuff because everything is physique goals. But I also don't like 515 deadlift for a triple feeling heavy, which is what that was. I mean, I could have done more reps, but again, that was challenging enough. So in the middle of all this cutting, I really want to get my posterior chain strong again. And what I'm doing, I know how to get my deadlift up to 635. I know how to build my glutes and hamstrings. I need to make sure that I pretty much ignore the opinions of everybody else, no matter who they are. Just ignore what they have to say about my posterior chain training, because the worst thing I could do is someone who's done that is to listen to people who, deadlift 500 pounds. Okay. Worst thing I could possibly do. So I'm going to do these exercises the way that I've historically done them when my deadlift was strongest. It means this is what my glute ham raises are going to look like. The main trick is getting the stretch in the hamstrings. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do them the exact same way I did them when I was consistently pulling 600 plus, including on deficits. Okay? In spite of the fact that I am bodybuilding, we know that that's going to build my hamstrings, going to build the glutes. So I did 3 sets of these with a 10-pound plate using my traditional form, though you guys usually don't see it from this angle. All in all, though, I'm kind of happy. The loose skin isn't looking too bad there in spite of not eating the healthiest, meaning I had extra salts and stuff like that in my diet. But as of yesterday and then today, we're back to pretty much clean eating again. Get the diet super back on point. Should be looking pretty good, I'm hoping, by next week. Like I said in that video I put up the other day, I was actually been really happy with the way I look these days. And the simple fact of the matter is I get tons of compliments in person. The only people who don't think I look phenomenal are people who obsess over Instagram. So again, everything I do from this point is purely going to be about internet outreach and money. That's it. There's no personal value in it to me. Like, it will not affect my life in any positive, meaningful way other than money. That's it for me to continue to improve. So for me, it's a business decision. So yes, I'm going to keep cutting, keep getting leaner. But as far as some of the lower body stuff goes, I do want to keep my deadlift super strong. That is a personal thing for me. So my posterior chain training is going to reflect that. So I'm going to do the glute ham raises the way I want to do them and not really care what anyone thinks about it. I'm going to load up the reverse hypers heavy. I've been doing them really light for a while, and I love kind of the little pump I get. But in terms of just making my posterior chain super strong on the deadlift, I need to just be moving big weight. Just need to be moving big weight on those, even if it's almost a cheat getting it started, because that is what brings my deadlift up. So I went ahead and went up to the 440, cranked out some sets of 10. I got like 12 on the last set, I think. I squeezed out a couple more, like 11 or 12. Now getting those plates to stay on, because I can't put clamps, they do slide a little. So I may even have to put some of the calibrated plates on to get more weight. But this, I felt that difference. This is when I really feel those glutes and everything work. I always feel the low back, but really feeling the glutes. When I go heavy, that is when I get glute DOMs, that's when I get a glute pump. Okay, that all is going to matter a lot for bringing the deadlift up more. And again, my posterior chain day, I want my glutes and hamstrings thick. We want them thick. We want to continue to get that separation we see sometimes on hit certain angles moving. So we did all that, and then I did 2 sets of hanging leg raises with this. You guys know why I perform the hanging leg raises, right? So the workout today ended up being just 1 top set of deadlift, right? Just a nice, heavy, challenging set. Of course, it's beltless, so it's a little harder. 3 sets of weighted glute ham raises, okay, with a 10-pound plate. 2 sets of hanging leg raises, again, done all with no equipment, of course, actually hanging off of the bar, which again works my grip, works my core, helps with shoulder mobility. And then we did 5 sets of reverse hyperextensions, running a much heavier weight. And like I said, I may end up loading more plates on so that I can put clamps. So I may strip some of these reds off and then load more blues on. I was just hoping to do this because I could leave these reds on. I could just leave them on. And I just need to find a way to keep them on, because otherwise I'm going to have to load some blues to put clamps on. And then I've got to take them back off. So again, just working around the equipment sometimes. It's all we can do. But yeah, so I need to just push a lot of weight on these. It works well for me historically. We could argue about it as to the biomechanics. We could argue about the benefits of using the really heavy weights like this, even if there's a little bit of inertia. But it's not like it's an ego lift, because it's a machine, and we're still going into those stretch positions, right? We're being pulled into those stretch positions with it. So again, I noticed the difference in my deadlift when I've been doing these really heavy. Because at one time, now granted, it was the other machine, so it has a little bit different angles. I feel like this one is more difficult. You can't handle as much weight on it versus that old Titan one I used to have. Because that one I could get up to 700 pounds and do this. This one is just, I guess, because of the size of it, you really can't swing it or cheat it as much. You just physically will not do it, at least with these angles in my experience. So this is actually pretty challenging weight. So I may work on just seeing if I can get them strapped in better to where they're not going to slide, and just work with this weight and just get more and more reps with it. But pretty happy with the workout today, so I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys and gals next time.